Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Donald Trump is being played by ruthless manipulator Putin. He's Putty in Vlad's hands, and he doesn't seem to care. Donald Trump is getting played by the blood-soaked tyrant in the Kremlin, and he doesn't seem to care. President Putin is a ruthless liar and a KGB-trained manipulator with a raft of experts behind him. Trump is a trust-your-instincts, egomaniac who sees the world as a real estate deal. His advisors are tech bros and golf pals. Trump is Putty in Putin's hands. Take their most recent exchange, for example. On Thursday, Putin rejected Donald Trump's 30-day ceasefire plan for Ukraine. This was a slap in the face for Trump's goal of ending the war ASAP. Putin gave the American plan the finger in the Kremlin, and yet Trump hailed Thursday's exchange as very good and productive. And Trump went even further. In a message on Truth Social yesterday, he appealed to Putin's mercy not to massacre Ukrainians. This is extraordinary. Putin is a wanted war criminal whose botched invasion has killed and maimed 1 million soldiers and 40,000 civilians on both sides. His soldiers have committed countless atrocities, including rape, torture, executing prisoners of war. Yet Trump's latest post on Truth Social paints Putin as some benevolent emperor who may yet spare the lives of Ukraine's doomed legions. Trump is the angel of mercy, interceding first to Putin and then to God on Ukraine's behalf. How did Putin dupe Trump so spectacularly? The short answer is flattery. He thanked Trump a lot. He fluffed Trump's ego repeatedly and claimed that only the two of them, the strongmen, could solve the war together. Asked about the ceasefire on Thursday, Trump had a well-prepared answer. Putin said, "I would like to start by thanking the President of the United States, Mr. Trump, for paying so much attention to the Ukraine settlement. Leaders are also busy," Putin said. Only Trump and a handful of others, like China's Xi Jinping, were devoted to the noble mission of ending the war in Ukraine. Secondly, Putin agreed with Trump. He said, "We agree with the proposals to cease hostilities." Of course there was a catch. Putin still wants to conquer Ukraine. That was couched as solving the root causes of the conflict. Thirdly, Putin tried to sow division between the US and Ukraine. Putin clearly knows Trump has no love for Ukraine and bears a grudge against President Zelensky. So Putin claimed the 30-day ceasefire must have been Ukraine's idea. That way he wasn't picking holes in Donald Trump's plan. He was attacking something Ukrainian. Putin said, "I am absolutely convinced that the Ukrainian side should have asked the Americans for this." Why? Because Putin said his troops were hammering Ukraine, and he made it very clear he wants to keep on hammering them. The soldiers' options, Putin said, would soon be surrender or die. Finally, Putin stressed that he still really wanted a ceasefire, but only on his terms. He seemed confident these quibbles could, if he had, a telephone conversation with President Trump. The Kremlin said the call will be arranged in the near future. By Annabel Bate, foreign news reporter. Around 10,000 Ukrainian soldiers face encirclement, having been left trapped and fighting blind in Russia. Kyiv has frantically fought to maintain its position in the occupied Kursk region to serve as leverage for potential peace talks, which come as soon as next week in Saudi Arabia. But now it looks like their fragile grip the Russian region, which they seized with such fanfare last year, could be slipping away from them. Ukrainian forces are reportedly considering pulling back from Kursk and mounting a retreat over the border. They risk being surrounded as Russia makes gains in the southeast and pounds their supply lines. Embattled troops face an assault from a new wave of more advanced Russian drones and kamikaze assaults by North Korean storm brigades. Ukraine is facing an advantage that Russia has long endured over its enemy: sheer manpower and endless waves for the meat grinder.